Well, good morning. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. It's trying to snow. I guess we missed summer. Well, this time of year in Winnipeg, we can get almost anything. It can, this time of year, it can be really, really warm. All the snow is gone. Buds that would be coming out on the trees. Or we could get a blizzard. I don't think that's coming, but, got to be prepared. Anyway, let's roll back and see how we got to where we are right now. I don't know what else to say. It seems that there's always something, you might say, exciting when you start working on really large pieces that, like the turret, for instance, and you know exactly what you're dealing with. Now, this piece is the only piece that has to come off of the K-sprue, and this piece was loose in the bag, so it either broke off or we cut it off. There is a little bit of flashing just on the bottom here, and this turret is different from the other two. Now the Rodney only has 3 main guns, but each gun has three barrels. So or each turret rather has 3 guns. So it has the same number of guns as the Hood and the Bismarck. It's just that the configuration is different. I don't know why they did that, but I guess they did. So what we need is a lot of pieces off of the J sprues, and there's 3 of them. But actually we're through with this. There's no other pieces in step 9 that we need that I can see off the K sprue except K1, and this is it. Now the other turrets are somewhere else. They're on the H sprue, and H44. It looks like well, they are different. For instance, one of them we have to put holes in it so that the catapult will mount on it. I'm hoping that I haven't seen them yet, but I'm hoping that they're marked on the inside where the holes happen to go. Anyway, let's continue on here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just clean this up just a little bit. It's still a little bit rough. And then we'll get the rest of our pieces here. Yeah, everything's on the, looks like it's all on the J sprues except for the photo etch. And this gun we've already made. I think we made 2 or 3 of those, didn't we? Can't remember now. It was quite a while ago. And then we need some life rafts. And remember, we had concluded that the life rafts were not painted yellow. Well, it did look nice, didn't it? Okay, let's just recompose here and clean this up. Okay, the main guns here now are all J16s. So we don't need to worry about getting them mixed up. We can just go ahead and nip off a dozen of them. I'm just going to do one sprue, one J sprue, and then I'll do the other 2 off camera. Okay, so we'll clean these up later. We don't need to worry about getting them mixed up because, like I say, they're all the same. However, there is a couple of pieces here that look like they should be mirror image to each other, and before I actually saw the pieces, which are this one and this one, J11 and J12, I thought that they looked very similar, and I thought I might get them mixed up. And also there's a couple of other pieces here, the J9 and J8. I thought, being as there might be the possibility of getting those mixed up, I made up labels and would just try and keep them separate here. But like I say, looking at it now, I can see I don't think you could possibly put it together wrong. Although, hey, trust me, I probably would. Okay, and some of these other pieces, like the J15 here, it's don't need to look for the number on the sprue for that. Like I say, it's kind of nice when you're nipping off a really large piece like this, and you're emptying out a sprue, and you sort of feel like you're making progress. And here's another one, J7. Well, it's very, very clearly it's this piece right here. Like I say, you can't possibly go wrong. Although, mind you, if you're watching yesterday's episode, what did I do? I was putting stuff on upside down and backwards, and okay. Now I am noticing something with this sprue here. Like, this is the J sprue, and the numbers seem to be really hard to read. Maybe I'll move in and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about here. Maybe if I take my spotlight and bring the light in along at a very acute angle here, they'll stand out a little bit. It's kind of a challenge. I'd like to see if I can do it. I suppose I could put on my strong reading glasses and I could see it, but then I wouldn't get to photograph it, would I? Okay, when we get our light adjusted properly, it's quite clear. 11, 12. Okay, so here's the 12. Here's the 11. Alright, now we're going to be needing 8 and 9, which are right here. But where are the pieces? Well, they're way down at the bottom here. Okay, so this is number 9. And this one will be number 8. Okay, number 8 and number 9. Okay, yeah, we got that. Now, what else do we need off the J sprue here? Oh yeah, I'll recompose. Alright, we need the J2. I'm just holding it down here so it doesn't go flipping off someplace. And what it is the axle that the barrels are supposed to fit in. The reason I'm trying it now is because I'm kind of curious. When I was looking over at the barrel a moment ago, it looked like the hole was too small, but I can see it's actually a perfect fit. Most of this Tamiya stuff does fit together quite well. As I keep saying, it's the instructions that some places are a little bit not clear. But I think that's also probably due to the fact that I have not made models all my life and I haven't had a whole lot of experience at it. I'm just having a whole lot of fun. Okay, so is there anything else? I don't think we need anything else now off of the J sprue. All these other little small parts, clearly this is going to be for the anchor later. What are these? Oh, these are, I didn't recognize them at first because of the flashing, but these are the fair leads that will be going along the side of the gunnels. Okay, yeah, let's just move right along here. I think we need the life rafts come off of a different sprue. Okay, for our life rafts here, we need, for this turret that is, although mind you, I don't think the other turrets have any mounted on the back. I think it's only this one. We need 3 G14s, and as it turns out, we've got 4 of them left. There are 6 sprues like this, and we've already nipped off, it looks like 6 of them. Okay, so they're all the same, but it wants us to remove the pegs off the bottom. But then I want to show you something. I guess I could do that now. I mean, that's not that hard, is it? Well, maybe it is. I should have the macro lens on for this, shouldn't I? Okay, so we got the pegs nipped off, but what I was noticing is they have to be mounted on the back of the turret here, but it doesn't really say exactly where, unless it means that the top of one of these, let's get it so that the flashing isn't there. Okay, so if the top of one of these is supposed to come right there, I don't know, because there's, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's little, looks like little hatches of some kind all the way across the back. Now these may have been escape hatches, or who knows what they were for the, for the gunners inside the turret. I guess on the real ship it would make a lot more sense. However, I'm starting to speculate and I'm starting to ramble here. All right, we got to get at least one more. Okay, so this is going to leave us one on the sprue, and we'll just leave it there because it could be that further down the road we're going to actually need it. So, all right, I do believe we have all the pieces now necessary for step 9, except for the photo etch ladders. So maybe we'll be getting those this evening. Right now, I gotta do something else. Okay, so we need photo etch C8, which is, we need 2 of them. There's 2 right there. Now there are 2 C sheets, so it must mean that we need an 8 a little bit further on down the road. I was just noticing I've bent the ladder a little bit, but I think it's going to be real easy to straighten. But we're going to have to do that tomorrow morning. It's getting on here. It's after 9, in fact. Yeah, and I'm getting tired. Okay, so I want to make a correction though before I forget, and that was that I was indicating that the Rodney has the same number of guns as the Hood and the Bismarck, but I was wrong. The Rodney actually has one more big gun than the Hood and the Bismarck, because the Hood and the Bismarck, yeah, they had 4 turrets, and the Rodney's only got 3, but because the Rodney has 3 guns, well, that's a total of 9, whereas the Hood and the Bismarck had a total of 8. And I just looked it up a few minutes ago, and these were 16-inch guns. You know, they were about as big as you could get, unless you were talking about the Yamato or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to call her quits here for this evening. So, oh, by the way, I found a photo when I was checking in Wikipedia, because I wanted to just check and see how big were the guns. And because they could have been 15-inch or even 14-inch, who knows. But they were 16s. And they had a photo there. And it was kind of an interesting one. I'll show it to you here. It's when they were installing the guns in one of these turrets. Yeah, that must have been something to watch. Okay, we'll see you in the morning, folks. Okay, so we need 3 number 8s here. And I know I'm probably getting my hand's in your way there and you can't see. I'll move you in. Alright, now this is the one right here where I said the bottom of the ladder was a little bit bent, but I think we can straighten that. Maybe what I should do is get these ones here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip on the macro lens and we'll straighten this out. Okay, now this is not a real serious thing. You can see the folding lines here. Now, I'm just going to try and straighten this here, and it's just a little bit there. Now, they have to be folded anyway at the folding line. You remember I already did the other side, so they're both loose now. Okay, what I'm going to do is get the third one off of the other C sheet. Now you should remember that yesterday afternoon we put out fresh carrots for our little bunny friends. And yeah, I kept an eye on the camera all afternoon and watching for movement. And at about 11 minutes after 5 in the afternoon, I saw movement. But it was Missy's leash blowing in the wind. Yeah, Missy has a leash that's about 100 feet long. And when it's windy, it blows all over the place. Yeah, Missy could come and visit me at the model table if I left my door open. The leash is that long, literally. Anyway, about 6 minutes later, though, there really was a rabbit, and that was the first bite. At about 2:55 early this morning, we had our last bite. Now, later this morning, I put out fresh carrots. And at this very moment, it is snowing. Now, the good news is that it's so warm outside that the snow is melting as soon as it's hitting the ground. So I don't know if we're going to have what you would call an accumulation of snow. I guess we'll know by tonight. Okay, we have all the parts necessary now to complete step 9. Except this piece right here. Yes, we have it made, but it's not painted yet, and I wouldn't want to be gluing that down because I think it's going to be a slightly different shade of gray than the main guns themselves. So, but I think we're going to leave that for tomorrow's episode, which is, I believe, 11:30. Yeah, I guess that's it for today, folks. So thanks for watching, and all being well, we will see you tomorrow.